Geoff's Wonderland.
Yes, welcome to my Wonderland. I'm Geoff. And yes, folks, it is a Wonderland in here. And of course, I'm talking about the contents of my head. Now, if you could get inside and take a bit of a look around, you'd go, oh my God, what a mess. And yes, it is a mess, but what a beautiful mess it is. And am I going to clean it up? No, I'm not, because I'm an adult and I don't clean things up. Only kids clean things up because their mothers have told them to. Now, did Picasso clean things up in his head before he painted something? I don't think so. So there you go. Now, today on the Wonderland, I want to talk a bit about music because music's what I do. I'm a musician. And I've just finished recording an album and making it and everything, and now it's actually a physical product. It's a vinyl LP this time because nobody buys CDs anymore. That's a sweeping statement. Of course, people still buy CDs, but not like they did years ago. You know, you had your CDs because everyone got sick of records because they got all crackly and they got scratched and they were big and, you know, cumbersome to store and they warped, and CDs came along and we were all, whoa, look at this. This is fantastic. Digital sound, it's so pure and clean, which of course it is. It's great. But, you know, after a while, people took another look at the whole vinyl thing and thought, this is not so bad after all. This is a bit cool. We've got something big in our hand instead of something little. Anyway, so this time I've made an LP, which I'm very happy with. Now, the name of the album is Wherever We Go, There We Are. And the reason I called it that was because I wanted to give it a name that not too many other albums had, right? I was thinking of calling it Abbey Road or Dark Side of the Moon, but, you know, when I looked at, decided not to do that. Anyway, so if you look on Spotify or anywhere else, I think there may only be one other album out there with the same name, I think, and maybe not even that. So, yeah, that works. So I'm going to play a song or part of a song from that. I'm not going to bore you with it because, you know, you can go onto Spotify and bore yourself with it of your own choice. But I'm going to play a little bit of a song from the album. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you how it came about because this Wonderland produces things in a very strange way, which I'm sure that you out there, being human, will understand. And so here is a bit of the first song on the album. It's called Like You Feel It Too. Take a listen, and then I'm going to have a bit of a chat.
It's been a long day and a rolling to the evening. Another week away and I worked hard.
Okay, stop it. Oh, yes, poor me, I worked hard. Oh, whinge. You've only got the best job in the world, and all you can do is write a song and whinge about it. Okay, so let's move on and see what the next bit has to offer.
I can feel you in the silence of the solitude. Please tell me, baby, you'll just give me a clue if you feel it too.
Okay, stop. So now you begin to see what the song's about. It's about communication, you know. Are you thinking about me while I'm thinking about you? And that is something we do, right? That's something that we all would like, you know. If we feel something for another person, we want to know that they're feeling the same thing for us. We want that, I don't know, there's a word for it called... wasn't supposed to do that, but so okay, gonna move into the second verse now. Here we go.
Made my way through the street cafes and the party town.
That's pretty descriptive. Yep.
I'm selling my soul, but I choose not to let that get me down.
What do you want, a medal or a chest to pin it on, Healey?
And I do what I do, and that's nothing new. But if I know you, whether you like it or not, will you feel it too? I'm feeling like you feel it too. Yes, I'm feeling like you feel it too. I'm feeling like you feel it too. Yes,
and there's like your chorus. And and so on and so on and so on. So that's the guts of that song. Pretty much that song's about being on the road and missing the people back home. Pretty simple. something I think we can all relate to. Now, speaking of relating to things, I've got something I want to share with you, and it's got nothing to do with music. We're going to slide into a part of the show which I'm going to be calling Theory Time.
Yo, you can't know what you can't know. I'm going to tell you what I think I know. And I know what I know. This is what I know. Theory Time.
And welcome to Theory Time. Now, I've had two things on my mind lately. Only two, because at my age I can't handle any more than that. One is the concept of a waste of time, all right? And the other one is the phenomenon of complaining. Now, here's the thing, folks. It'd be really easy for us just to say that complaining is a waste of time. Smugly believing that we're just, potentially / theoretically solving half the world's problems in one fell swoop. Nice try. But no, that's where we've got it wrong. The reality is that there are very few things that are a genuine waste of time. Now, doing something that needs to be done is obviously not a waste of time. And you might have heard the saying, time spent doing what you love is never wasted. I mean, that's a cliche, but I happen to agree with it. Beyond that, nothing we ever set out to do can be declared a waste of time until we've finished doing it. Because up until that point, we can't possibly know whether it's a waste of time or not. So one genuine waste of time is to worry about whether or not something is going to be a waste of time. And it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. Certified waste of time status can only be given by the person who is potentially wasting it. A third party declaring that another person is wasting their time is simply not in a position to do so and is therefore wasting their time. So that's two. And that brings me to the business of complaining, which, by the way, is never a waste of time. Now, we think of complaining as a form of unhappiness and an expression of dissatisfaction. Well, ladies and gents, I am here to tell you that this is simply not the case. You see, humans as a species, don't you love that word? Species, need to complain, like to complain, have to complain, want to complain. One of the best examples of this is the guy who complains that his wife is always complaining. He doesn't do it because he's unhappy. In fact, he would be really unhappy if he couldn't do it, because he needs to do it, and so does she. So, does she have things to complain about? Definitely. Does he have things to complain about? Obviously. So this is actually, in a sense, a perfect arrangement. Now, can you begin to imagine what life would be like if we had nothing to complain about? If everything was good? What a complete and utter bore that would be. You see, complaining is like breathing out while the rest of our lives is breathing in. You can't have one without the other, or you will suffocate and you will die. I think it's safe to say that nobody has ever died of happiness, but I think a lot of people have died from boredom. And a surefire recipe for that is not having anything to complain about. I believe we're always looking for something wrong in our lives, a problem to solve. Whenever you solve a problem in your life, your brain immediately and automatically starts sneaking around behind your back looking for another one. So that's the third example of a genuine waste of time, looking for perfect happiness, because it doesn't exist, it couldn't exist, we don't want it to exist, and if it did exist, believe me, we would be complaining about that too. Okay, so we're now moving to another part of the show, and this part of the show is Geoff's Thought of the Day.
I was thinking about something, I think it was the thought of the day. I think it was the thought of the day.
Welcome to Thought of the Day. Now, today's Thought of the Day is something I thought about when I was coming back from the gym, and it's this. If you are a man, then you can, in a manly voice, whilst breathing out, say something like, "Yes, my love, of course I will take the garbage out now." But if you try to say that whilst breathing in, you sound very strange. You will sound like this. "Yes, of course I will take the garbage out." Right? Try it. Now, prove me wrong, but I think it is a universal truth that a man cannot sound manly if he tries to say something whilst breathing in.
I think it was the thought of the day.
And that's it for the first episode of Geoff's Wonderland. We'll be back next week with another episode, though. So I'll see you again real soon, right here in the Wonderland.
Gotta get back to Geoff's Wonderland. Gotta come